We're going to be doing the passenger base for the Automoblox car. We're on 5.2b activity packet. We are looking at page 2, I guess. Tells us what tools we're going to use and such. 3 of activity 5.2b tells us that we need the dimensions on our different packet, Unit 5 Automoblox T9 dimensions drawings. We're on the second page and we're going to be working from there. In order to start, you're going to make sure you are in your Automoblox folder, and you are going to create a new standard part. We are going to build this thing from the front end, so we are going to create a new sketch, select the XY plane. I realize I'm going pretty fast here, but you're going to be able to pause as necessary. So I'm going to draw the front part of my passenger body. It is 3.7 wide by 1.3 tall. Double click my scroll, zoom in. I can do that. I've got a slippery desk here. There's my rectangle. I'm done with rectangle. Now I want to put some fillets on these edges. We've gone over this in class. Fillets are in my draw tab. The fillets on this front of the car, if you look at the upper left-hand isometric, we can see that at 4 times R.30, that means there's a fillet on each of the 4 corners. I can select the 2 different lines for the corner, or if I get really right up in the corner of that thing, one click will let me get there, although sometimes it takes longer to get to that corner thing than it's worth. Those are the fillets I need. Before I leave, I want to look at the detail on the upper right-hand side of page 2 of the dimensions, and I can see the detail at the upper corner of this part. It shows me that there's a little rectangle in there that's going to be extruded. So I might as well put that in now, rectangle. It starts at the bottom of that fillet, so if I move my cursor to where my green highlights, drag the rectangle, I'm going to just type in these dimensions, 0.06 tab, 0.06 enter. There it is. I'm going to have one on the opposite side too, where the radius meets the vertical. Click, drag the direction I want it, 0.06, tab, 0.06, enter. That's good for this profile. We're going to finish it and extrude that thing. Double click my scroll to zoom in, extrude, select the profiles that you want to extrude. I want to extrude this. Notice that those little rectangles are not selected. I could go select them, but I really don't want to. I don't want those to be there, so just select the inside. I have to put the dimension I want to extrude it, 3.17. Enter. Pretty straightforward. I really just need to make a rectangle with fillets, and extrude it. So I'm going to start with the top. Create a sketch on the top of the part. Draw a rectangle on the top of that part. The rectangle in particular, I'll just put some dimensions on it. Looking at the upper drawing on that isometric for my dimensions, 1.98. Enter. The height of that rectangle, the height in this view anyway, is 1.59. From the front edge of the rectangle to the front edge of the part, see my dimension is 0.82. From the edge of the rectangle to the edge of the part, not the edge of the fillet, to the edge of the part, is going to be 0.50. Uppermost on the page, it tells me I have some fillets, and they are 4 times 0.20 fillets. 0.20 on each of these corners. Again, sometimes it's easier just to select both lines than to try and locate the correct corner. That looks good. I'm done. I just need to extrude it. Select my profile, subtract material, put a distance in there, right in the middle of my part. 0.7 is that dimension. That looks right. Okay. And I'm going to create the sketch in the front of my part. Note, the rectangle in the front and the rectangle in the back are not the same, so you have to pay attention. I'm going to draw a rectangle. And I might as well put the dimensions in right here. This is a 2.4 wide tab by 0.93 tall. Enter. I'm going to put some dimensions to locate it. It is, let's see, from the top edge to the top edge is 0.30. And from the right-hand edge to the right-hand edge of the part, going to be 0.39. Symmetrical, I like it. Oh, need to put those fillets on there. Again, the left-handmost in the top isometric toward the top, 4 times R.20. My 2.20 is still in there, so I can leave that. Click. There's my 4 fillets. That looks good. Finish that sketch. I'm going to extrude that. Subtract material, and I have to put my distance in there. It appears to be 0.57. Looks good. Turn my part around. Create a new sketch in the back of this thing. Same thing, just to repeat it before, only slightly different measurements. 2.5 is my width tab, 1 is my height. Enter. The distance from the top of the rectangle, select my dimension command, top of the rectangle to top of my part is 0.27 inches. Distance from the edge of my rectangle to the edge of my part is 4 inches. Same fillets, the note, look for the note, 0.2 is the size of my fillet. So I was trying to get the corner just to see if I could. I wasn't able to do it. Look fast. Last one. There we go. Looks good. Finish sketch. I'm going to extrude that shape, subtract material. 0.57 is still the dimension I need for this one, so I'm okay. Everything looks good. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change my material. This is birch wood, so I'm going to go, this is my material area. I'm going to select down arrow, go right down to the woods. Woods, birch. I like it. The last thing I need to do is emboss. Switch to your other packet. It gives me all the instructions I need to emboss. Page 4, the 5.2b packet. And I'll walk through this pretty quickly again. You can pause if you need to, but I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to zoom into where that goes. Actually, I guess I want to make sure I'm in the right view. Yes, my T9 needs to go here. So I'm going to look at this right-hand view. I'm going to go up to text. I don't want to do all this other stuff. Now I'm going to create text. It might be the first time we do it. Where do you want your text? Right here. What do you want to make for text? I want to make a T9. The trick on this, the 9 needs to be a little smaller, so I'm going to have to go up and change the size of just that 9. Before you hit the OK button, click into the space so I can make that 9 a little smaller. Then you can hit OK. That looks pretty good, although I'd like to move it up into the corner. However, if I try and click it now, my text box is still selected, so it's going to create something. I hit escape a couple times to get out of the text box command. Now I can move that T9 up a little bit. And now let me finish my sketch and look at my home view. There it is, home view. And I am going to emboss that sketch that I'd created. Here it is right here, sketch 5. I'm going to, in my 3D model tab, move over to all the things we've done to emboss. What profile do you want to emboss? I want to emboss that T9. Sometimes I guess I unclicked it. T9, and I want to emboss it. How far do I want to emboss it? As per the instructions, 0.02 inches. I left 2 points. That's a mistake. 0.2. There we go. We should be good now. And we'll hit OK. Now I am going to change the color of the top of the T9. And this can be tricky sometimes because there's lots of lines going on in there. But I've changed my material to wood. Now I need to change the color of that top of the T. Oh, it's going to make me select everything. I'm going to hit escape because I don't want to change the color of everything. I just want to change the color of the top of my T9. If I need to change the position of my running the screen grab makes everything run much slower when I try and rotate things, so again, I'm not as dynamic here as I should be, but now I can select my T. Now I can hold my shift key, select my 9. Should be able to grab my black. I guess I can't do it from this view. Let me turn it. This is more of a pain than it should be. This black. Shift. Oh, I wasn't selecting the right spot in the. There we go. That was a pain, but we did it. Let the check mark. That one's all set. And if you look at your part, we need a T9 opposite it. It's done the same way, and hopefully I can go through that a lot quicker. New sketch. Make a sketch right here. What do I want to sketch? I want to sketch text right in the upper right-hand corner. Capital T9. Highlight your 9 so we can change its size to 0.1. Look in your box, you can see it smaller. That's good. I need to move its position. If I try and grab it right now, I'm going to make a new text box. So I have to escape the text command, and I can move this to where I want it. I like it. I'm going to finish that sketch. It rotates down. I think I want to rotate it in this direction so that there's not as many lines for me to select. So I need to emboss that. Emboss. What do I want to emboss? That. 0.02. Yep. Color my top of my T. I want to color it black. Hold my shift key. Get to a spot where I can just select the top of that 9. There we go. That looks good. Apply. And then we are good. So that is how we build the passenger section of the T9 Automoblox. So we can hit the save button. We're going to save it within our Automoblox folder. I had to, I'm saving it in a different area. You will be in your Automoblox. You will name it passenger section with your last initials, and you will save it, and you will be good. Nice job.